What do they go through now?
Yeah, 646.
The venue.
Dragon Ice type.
Oh yeah, that looks pretty.
With how dry they go, yeah.
Say hello to the Geeks versus Nerd Troopers.
Hello.
First in line, first in line, first in line. Yeah.
Ellie's always first.
First in line troopers. Just about there. What time is it?
It is 6:25.
6:20. Oh, we still have another hour.
I know, but if like
And more shall arrive.
You gotta start from the front.
We got one.
Signed for you.
I want to hug you. You gotta be careful.
I don't stand my babies, but you can.
Oh, right.
He's a man.
I honestly don't know.
Geeks versus nerds. Geeks versus nerds. Whee! Say hello, everybody. Hey, hi, 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 hi. So exciting. Everybody's so excited. So excited. You're all so excited. You're all so excited. All the way to the back. Team Nerd versus Team Geek. Haha, yes.
So tonight on Geeks vs. Nerds, we've got two great events. We've got Pinky in the Brain versus Invader Zim. Now, the logical person among me says that Pinky in the Brain's going to win. But Invader Zim always comes from behind in a good way and typically mops up the competition. Now, the second show that I'm in is Godzilla versus Kahlua.
Kahlua, yes, Godzilla versus Kahlua.
Kahlua.
He's gonna drink the shit out of that Kahlua.
Now Blake is on the other team, and God love Blake. He's a good man, but he just doesn't know when to give up. Tonight we'll see the first serious defeat of Godzilla since the Matthew Broderick film.
Oh.
You can bet on that.
Nice.
Yeah, the only reason that lizard in the Matthew Broderick film was immediately pregnant was because TriStar fucked the concept so bad.
You know what? I'm not even going to start with you because I'm saving it. I'm saving it. I'm saving it. I'm saving it.
How is everybody? Look, geeks and nerds rule the world. It doesn't matter what other people think. We get to tell them what they think. Also, hal-con wants to come up and make a
Hal-con!
hal-con, everybody.
My name is Amanda Schreiber. I'm one of the co-chairs. This is Jen Lamb, the other co-chair. Yes, hal-con is run by girls. We just realized we haven't been up here to say much in a while. We just wanted to let everybody know. 87 days left. We'll go.
Shut up, Larry.
That's the first one of the show. We only get 3. So we're just going to really quickly run through some of the highlights for what's going on this year. So the Klingon guys, the big Klingon group KAG, Klingon Assault Group across Canada, they are descending on Halifax in costume. You want to know what's really ridiculous though, is they were supposed to go somewhere really wild and popular for 2011, but they heard about us and decided to change their plans and they're going east.
Yeah!
We're doing a big call for volunteers. We've got a huge venue now. We've got almost double the space, so we need double the people to help run it. So check Facebook, check the website. We're going to have a call for another volunteer meeting in probably a couple of weeks, so we'll keep you guys posted on that.
For those of you who don't know, some of the bigger names we have are for the KAG people, J.G. Hertzler, who played Murtaugh, Erin Gray, who was blanking on her character's name. Wilma from Buck Rogers. Fat Apollo, our wonderful
so we've got Nicholas Brendan, who you guys know is the super awesome Xander on Buffy.
Yeah!
And we have the
Yes. I'm killing grandmothers by playing this song. I want you to know that as you sing along with this song, you're destroying what's left of the innocence in the world. And you're fucking proud of it. This is the content warning for the show. Here is something that you might like to know. The following contains adult themes and strong language, so give me some sugar, baby. Hi, I'm the Lord High Pig Monkey, and welcome to Geeks vs. Nerds, the debate-style program where we investigate topics no one else has the guts, tenacity, or interest to investigate. The object of the show is simple: secure the title for your team's candidate using facts, obscure knowledge, and trash talk. Tonight, Pinky and the Brain versus Zim and Gur on Geeks versus Nerds! White mice built the earth.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't actually build it, they commissioned its building.
Yeah. Down in Fraggle.
However, it soon got out of control. The wild roaming apes shed their hair and forgot who was in charge. So the duty fell to a pair of patriotic mice to wrestle the planet back into shape. Those mice were Speedy Gonzales and Mighty Mouse.
Yeah!
But they failed to produce. So Pinky and the Brain got a chance to step up and try to take over the world. I'm sorry, I just love to do the evil laugh. I even have it spelt on my teleprompter as woo-ha-ha-ha. Thank you. Every night, these mice plot and execute elaborate plans for world conquest. I have to say that the scientists at Acme Labs have to be some of the most unobservant motherfuckers on the planet. When all of the lab equipment in the lab is inside the mouse cage, it should be a good indication that something is wrong. It sets off all kinds of alarm bells. No species other than us should be allowed to be smarter than us, or they can overthrow us. You may not choose to look upon Planet of the Apes as the cautionary tale that it is, but I do. And I'm fairly certain we are going to be overthrown by an intelligent animal that will eventually grow human-like traits.
Yeah.
Come on, it's no less likely than the apocalypse. Invader Zim is a little green alien from a planet who determines its leadership by height. The taller you are, the more pull you have in your society. If this happened on Earth, the first black president would have been Shaquille O'Neal. Zim's intrepid robot companion, Gur, is a highly advanced prototype whose processing power is composed mainly of garbage and anything else Gur decides to shove inside of his head.
Squirrel.
Did I mention he was a robot? Robots don't have bungholes.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Gur's tiny body, there is a year's worth of junk food. The humans of that Earth are mainly lazy, stupid, ignorant, and eat things that are truly disgusting. However, what makes it different from the Earth that we're from is that they're cartoons. Invader technology is not subtle. It's all probes and tubes and penetration, but no anuses. Which is odd, considering the show pretty much screams, "Don't go in my outdoor." Like a kindergarten lesson song, like the kind of lesson you learn on things that you're not supposed to do. It's fun to play with toys and games, and we need to share in friendly ways. So laugh and jump and shout and hoot, but don't stick the toothbrush in the kitty's poop shoes. No, 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 not in the poop shoes. It don't go in the kitty's poop shoes. Me-ouch in the kitty's poop shoes. And they said I could never use the word poop shoot in a song.
Larry Jim.
She can make her case stronger than Mulder, Scully, and Professor Layton combined. Back for a limited time only, it's Melanie Lowe! If somebody has a boxing call or a ring call, we call them, we don't generally change them. That's why you get some of the things that Fat Apollo comes up with. But occasionally they ask for stuff that just is wrong. This guy conquered the Dookie dimension and became the galaxy's first Dark Lord of the Shits. A title truly fit for Dave Conrad! You're disgusting, dude. She learned that she could still kick ass at a lightsaber duel while wearing heels and a wedding dress. It's the new and improved Valerie Jen. She's still pissed that Hugh Jackman is 6'3" and not 5'3". It's the Road Warrior, Kimberly Hansen. He's the guy you call if you need a light fixture installed, to borrow a 50-foot 1/4-inch to XLR cable, or just to have someone to break into your house to feed your bunny rabbit. He's the man of many talents, it's Lenny Langdon!
So we all know Pinky and the Brain's fabled line, you know, what are we going to do tomorrow night? Take over the world. So they've been doing this every single night. And they have 65 episodes of their own show, not to mention the Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain and Elmira. So they've been doing this for the better part of like 3 years, not to mention it took 3 months because they only had to turn left to go to the Titanic.
Did I mention I have 100 refills here? And they will keep coming out of here until you put that damn shirt on. It's not that I'm not comfortable, man. I'm blind. You're white.
It's always about color with you.
Okay, in my scenario, what would happen is that Pinky the Brain would show up at Zim and Gur's house. Zim would be down in his lab wanking, jerking off to, I don't know, alien porn. And Gur would say, and they would say, waffles, and Gur would open the door and go, what's up? And they would let him in, and they would just be sitting there in his man suit. And when Zim comes up from the lab, they would like pelt him with waffles, and then in the man suit, they would crush him like a bug. Like that.
My dad used to have a saying, you do things the right way or you do things the French way. They're mice. You throw them in water, they're dead. Move on.
Oh my God, okay.
Wait a second, they're white mice.
Hey, look who it is.
I would crush them with the... I'm sorry, but listening to talk of Zim talking about conquering the Earth is like listening to the Leafs talk about making a run for the Stanley Cup.
Alright, but let's take a look at the catchphrase here. What are we going to do tonight? We're going to try and take over the world. I believe the wise green puppet said, do or do not, there is no try.
Yeah, well, in this situation, since it is the would-be conquering duo, trying to take over the world would actually fit.
Zim doesn't try or do it. He just sits around in school.
Look, if he was so intelligent, why is he going to an elementary school to learn about the Earth? There's the internet.
At least go to middle
YouTube.
school.
I'm pretty sure there's a video on YouTube saying how to conquer the world by Pinky the Brain.
Yeah, but do you want to base your education off of YouTube?
Yeah.
It can't be worse than American education.
Doom, 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 go home!
Lenny, Kim, are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Narf.
Zart!
Zim and Gur and the nerds.
Get sick real quick, real sick, real quick. Just put it in your mouth. Don't you stuff it in your mouth. It's okay to eat like a muffin or a beach. That's what it is. Just put it in your mouth. The show. Here is something that you might like to know. The following contains adult themes and strong language, so fuck, 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 fuckity, fuck, 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 fucko. Fuck, 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 fuckity, fuck, 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 fucko.
Welcome to Geeks vs. Nerds, the debate-style program where we investigate topics no one else has the guts.
More power!
Godzilla was originally called Gojira. It's a combination of the Japanese words gorilla and whale. Godzilla was the first to bring you the man in the rubber suit stomping on models' jaws. Godzilla started the giant monster extermination business in the mid to late 50s and has been fairly successful. While attacks by Gamera or Rodan occur very rarely, he has reasonable rates and has no mortgage living under the sea. So he really knows how to stretch a buck. In 1998, a new Godzilla movie, an American Godzilla movie, was made. We're getting there. It took place in New York and featured some minor Americanized changes. Instead of a giant radioactive lizard with fire breath, what we got was a 30-story hermaphrodite raptor that could reproduce asexually. He lost his look, he lost his status as king of the monsters, and most of all, he lost his wiener. What he got in a trade-off was Ferris Bueller as a nemesis. Not a fair trade. H.P. Lovecraft is one of the great names in horror. And Cthulhu is one of his greatest creations. The great outer god has a giant flabby green body with wings and a cuttlefish for a head. He could almost be a mascot for a brand of fish sticks. It would work if we had something that made Lovecraftian horror more accessible to children. That's why I've created the author D.R. Seusscraft. And we could tell those great classic Cthulhu stories to our children, like the Bugweeders lived on an island in Southeast Pacific. They would play Snoofle Honk Ball, and they were terrific. They tended their fields of upside down some sips over. They raced punnipedes to see who could go slower. Then Cthulhu came, and like that, it was over. The Bugweeders went mad at the sight of their god, and after lives, he scooped up the Bugweeders as much as he could. He ate them up fast, and he ate them up good. If you see Cthulhu, you will go mad, but please don't worry, because when he sees you, you'll be lunch in a hurry.
Yeah.
Nighty-night, Robbie. Arnie once told him to get in the chopper, but he told Arnie, I'll get in the chopper when I'm good and ready to get in the fucking chopper. He's Dan, the Devastator, Schreiber! Hailing from Antigonish, Nova Scotia, by way of the depths of Ryla, he has a Spider-Man tattoo and an immense comic book collection to back it up. He's the proud owner of the entire Darkwing Duck series on DVD.
Yeah! When there's trouble, you call DW.
He just had a threesome with the Jolly Green Giant, the Little Green Sprout, and was picking nibblets from his hair for a week. It's Fat Apollo! Well, fuck-a-doodle-doo. For Team Godzilla, the Geeks, and your geek leader, he is the purveyor of mind-numbing intoxicants and soul-shattering profanity. He's the geek-tastic Gavin Carruthers. He
says that if you watch the Godzilla movie backwards, it's about a giant lizard who builds a robot and saves Tokyo. It's Lord Nuke Blakehead!
Black! Woo! It's me, Mario! Black!
His degrees in monsteronomy and monsterosophy may be phony, but at least he has them. It's Ben Jedri.
Doing Denver when you're dead is an exact microcosm of what Godzilla is to our cultural zeitgeist. He is what comes in and wrecks your shit. All of it. He will not return. You got a completely one-sided fight that leaves nothing but devastation behind it. That is what we shall begin being Godzilla. Bay has done that to my childhood.
Godzilla is the king of the monsters. He didn't get that way because he was first. He didn't get that way because he was born into royalty. And he didn't get that way because some water chart loved to scimitar at him. No. He's the king of the monsters because he has beaten down every monster that has come. Even when they come back stronger than before. Like you got Rodan, Super Rodan, Fire Rodan, or, well, as they're known now, regular, extra crispy, teriyaki stick.
Think about it, I can't pronounce a name, Mr. C, like I will call him, just like Fonzie did. I will say that the weirdest thing about Mr. C is he inspires such fear, such craziness, just like you've had like a case of beer and you go home and you try to give yourself a blowjob with a vacuum. It's that same sort of craziness. It's a protest. Inside that tube, sometimes there's revolving blades. Be careful.
Voice of experience.
I didn't feel that.
So, he's already been beaten by many less than godly folks. Let's see, there's the real Ghostbusters. There's a kid from South Park, you know, Mintberry Crunch. And he's also been beaten by Theodore Tugboat.
No.
Yes. If we're going to extended canon, Cthulhu got beat by the Ghostbusters. Let's fucking analyze that for a second. Yeah, he got beat by Harold Ramis, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and that fucking badass black dude whose name no one remembers, Ernie Hudson. Where's the shame in that?
He got beat by the cartoon Ghostbusters. So he got beat by Egon's haircut and the voice of Garfield.
Oh, yeah.
Godzilla's a douchebag, and here's why. Let's go over the things that gives Godzilla trouble. Rodan, who can't decide if he's a bird or something nobody gives a shit about. A moth. Matthew Broderick. And, well, this is a theory, but probably the crocodile.
Now, once again, Matthew Broderick, of course, did defeat Godzilla, so that puts him up there with all the other people defeated by him. Jim Carrey, the cable guy in the fit. And the pedophile principal for Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Around the world, anytime a monster attacks, the first thing is, oh, this must be Godzilla. A giant iguana attacks New York, oh my god, it's Godzilla.
Cthulhu is like the guy who knocks you up, then fucks off, you never see him again. Is the guy who knocks you up, sticks around, looks after you, but you never know when he's going to beat the shit out of you.
Moving over to the nerds. Nerds, you have 2 minutes. Please show how the candidate inspires visceral horror in people when it appears. Begin.
The appearance of Cthulhu is enough to make you go fucking insane. It will literally drive you to madness. The appearance of Godzilla is enough to make you go it's a dude in a rubber suit!
Alright, not only is the image of Cthulhu enough to drive you insane, Cthulhu's mere presence on Earth, slumbering beneath the ocean, is what causes all of us to feel fear, anxiety, and panic in our day-to-day lives. While this guy is sleeping, he's causing the entire human race to feel all of those emotions at once. Plus, he works alone. If I recall correctly, Godzilla had an awful lot of people helping him out, including some really lame sidekicks like Mini Nilla and Godzuki.
And the thing about it is, when Godzilla arrives in Tokyo, the only thing he makes people do is look to the sky and yell the name of chess pieces. Rook! That's all he does.
Damn it, Apollo, I was gonna leave the racist to them.
The entire country totally fixated on chess.
Get him!
One piece.
Get him!
Corey clap, that was awful. Well, y'all think I don't do research, but I do. Dungeons and Dragons, deities and demigods, okay?
You know it.
All he does, this is what Cthulhu does in a round, no fucking mathematics and shit. You roll a die, and he eats D10 people. He eats D10 of anything. So, Godzilla shows up, he rolls a die, and eats him that many times.
Sounds right up there.
Hey, you quite kidding.
Yeah.
Don't ask me that question.
Yeah, I'm at number 9.
You let him speak!
I did let him speak, and I also let him come on stage.
That's what she said. I'm not a priority.
You gotta work fast. If they see it coming, they brace.
Because when they see him, they go fucking insane.
Actually, that brings up my next point. It's actually rather convenient that anyone who sees him goes insane and is no longer a credible witness. Maybe some guys rode on a boat, they had some scurvy, their minds were going a little wild, they saw a saltwater crocodile fighting an octopus, they shit their pants, they went home, and there we go.
I think the big thing is what you got to look at it. You have to look at who was your companion. One of Godzilla's big companions was the turtle. Remember Gamera the turtle? And Gamera the turtle destroyed all of Tokyo. And at the point where he was just about to be sent away, this little boy said, Gamera's not evil, he's just misunderstood. And all of Tokyo said, you're right, let's send him away to Mars and maybe he'll come back again. What the fuck is that?
Okay, since the stars themselves are poison to Cthulhu, which is why he hides out under the water in the first place, you know who else could be Cthulhu? Let's see, Mario, Kirby, anybody playing Guitar Hero. Star Power. The Lucky Charms Leprechaun.
Do we hear it for the nerds and Cthulhu? Or do we hear it for the Geeks and Godzilla?
That's a wrap, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. It's going to be a fucking long one. Bruce.